Hey there everyone, we want to start out with a huge thank you for the support you offer since our channel hit 1,000 subscribers. We hope that our content is fulfilling, and please share with us the destinations you would like to see. And be patient, the best of us is about to come. Now everybody get ready to explore some of the best places in the Philippines. This Sunday, WeeTravelling will present a popular tourist center in Asia, having one of the biggest collections of islands in the world. It's a nation of culture with over 175 languages spoken and a host of exotic locations like the world's largest underground river, coffins on hills, and even chocolate hills. So we're going to be looking at the top 10 places to visit in the Philippines. Be sure to watch all the way through because some of these places are just fascinating. Let's get into it. Number 10. Puerto Princesa. Starting with what is probably the most beautiful city in the entire nation, Puerto Princesa is a hidden paradise in the Philippines that delivers an experience unlike any other. It is the second largest city in the Philippines, and it has some of the best natural locations in the country with caves, pristine rivers, and lakes, including the Subterranean River National Park, which has the biggest underground river in the world. It is beautiful with an ethereal feel, so much so that it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can take a boat tour and have the most sublime experience 5 miles under the surface. There are other places to visit near Puerto Princesa like the Rock Islands and the natural parks of Palawan Island. You should also check out Honda Bay and Ugong Rock, where you can go snorkeling and ziplining respectively. Number 9. Sagada. If you venture into the north of the island nation, you will find one of the most unique places in the Philippines. Sagada is found in the mountain regions, specifically in the Cordillera Mountains. There you'll see steep mountains and rocky hills with the most conspicuous being Mount Ampacao. It is the highest mountain in the region. There are also other places like Echo Valley, which has fascinating terrain and rugged topography. Sagada also has one of the most fascinating locations in the country, which is the Hanging Coffins of Sagada. The hill tribes in the region have unusual burial practices, one where they hang the coffins of their dead on a hill. They believe that the higher they hang the human bodies are, the better their chances of reaching the afterlife. It's odd and fascinating at the same time, but it's important to be respectful when you're going to see these places, because it is not a museum, it's the place where they lay their dead to rest. These and more authentic cultural experiences are present in Sagada. Number 8. Davao City. It may not look like much, but if we're speaking strictly from landmass, Davao City is one of the largest cities in the world. It starts at the edge of the Davao River and it stands at the regional center of the Mindanao province. It's a bubbling metropolis with a population of 3.7 million people. One thing that stands out in Davao and perhaps in the entirety of the Philippines is their zest for shopping and the sheer number of shopping malls that are present in the country. In truth, the Philippines have 3 of the world's biggest shopping malls, and although Davao doesn't have those big malls of world standard, it still has a fair share of malls, including the Abriza Mall, SM Lanang Premier, and Gaisano City Mall, and that's just naming a few. So if you're going to Davao, you better be ready to do some shopping. There are also places like the Philippine Eagle Center and Eden Nature Park, and by the sea, you'll find the Davao Baywalk. You can also visit the highest mountain in the Philippines, Mount Apo, which should satisfy your need if you're looking for an outdoor adventure. Number 7. El Nido. If you want to experience the vibrancy of marine-based recreation in the Philippines, then you're going to love El Nido. Not only does it have some of the best lagoons you'll ever see, but it's also home to some of the best beaches in the country. There are 3 lagoons that you have to go explore. There's the Big Lagoon, the Small Lagoon, and the Secret Lagoon. El Nido is full of such fun surprises, and if you don't feel like exploring the open waters, you can relax at Napcan Beach and Leo Beach, the 7 Commandos Beach, and the Hidden Beach, which is only accessible when you purchase the Matinlock Island Premium Private Tour. There is also a ton of nearby islands that you can go visit, like Simizu Island or Snake Island, which is named so because of the S shape. The island, like many of the places in El Nido, has a great view and beautiful sandbar strips. El Nido honestly feels good and looks good. It's just the ideal getaway destination with tons of exciting activities that you can carry out. Number 6. Manila. Welcome to the capital city of the Philippines. It's the exotic blend of the old and the new. With a population of 15 million people, it's set at the shores of Manila Bay overlooking the sea. Manila has some mind-blowing attractions such as Rizal Park, which is located at the center of the city. Rizal Park is basically a well-cultured garden that binds the city together. And there you'll find the Monument of Rizal, which is the resting place of the Philippines' national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. You can also visit historic sites like the Intramuros Tunnel, although you might go through it without even realizing it, as it is almost 3 miles long and it's located in the oldest part of the city. Also check out the Manila Ocean Park, the Money Museum, and the National Museum of the Philippines, which has exhibits relating to so many fields of study, including science and history. And if you're looking for fun activities, you just have to try biking. It's one of the best ways to get around. Well, that and the kitschy jeepneys, and there are these really cool buses that everyone uses for transport. And for good measure, you should also visit Robinson's Place Mall and the Manila Super Mall because you can't visit Manila and not do a little shopping. Number 5. Vigan. One of the most well-preserved colonial towns in the whole of Asia is Vigan. It boasts of historical locations for tourists and fine attractions that make you feel like you're going back in time. This isn't a joke, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of the things that you would think are necessary for living aren't really all that needed in Vigan. For example, cars aren't really a thing in Vigan. The mode of transportation is mostly horse-drawn carriages. Crazy, right? But even at that, Vigan is the most culturally diverse place in the Philippines. And when it comes to locations that you should go see in Vigan, the best would be Betni Bell Tower, which is a cultural landmark where you can get a great view of your surroundings from the top. And if you're looking for local artwork and craftsmanship, I recommend taking a walk in Calle Crisologo. So be sure to try out some delicious Filipino cuisines such as adobo, lechon, and sisig, and a handful of others. They are all exotic meals, all tasty and sure to keep your mouth watering. And if you want to close things off, be sure to have a relaxing time at the beach. Number 4. Banaue. You might not know this about the Philippines, but these guys have a deep love of rice, and Banaue is a place that highlights this country's historic love of rice. In Banaue, you'll find green rice terraces, which are absolutely beautiful, and some of them were hand-carved into the area thousands of years ago. There are the Bagan rice terraces and the Batad rice terraces, all of which are of historic significance and definitely worth seeing. There's also the Huang village and its denizens, who are simple and happy people who enjoy farming and are always welcoming to visitors. Banaue is a pristine location with tons of natural attractions, but if you really want to enjoy its inherent beauty, it's best to spend a night there and experience the sunrise. It's guaranteed to be one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. Number 3. Cebu. This is part of the Visayas region of the Philippines, and this is where you'll find some of the best vacation islands in the country. Cebu lies in central Visayas, and it is the ideal spot for underwater fun. You can go snorkeling and scuba diving, and once you go beneath the waters, you're going to see a wide array of marine wildlife like whale sharks. And the best part is, you'll get to see them up close. But even if you're not an underwater enthusiast, there are still tons of fun things you can do in Cebu. You can explore the city's incredible locations, like the museums and Stoic cathedrals. You can even visit the Sudlon National Park, which is a great place for hiking and even the occasional picnic. Number 2. Bohol. Another natural location in the Philippines is Bohol. It's just one of those places that are top-notch when it comes to its topography. Having fun attractions like the Chocolate Hills, which are over 1,000 hills covered with green grass. But the amazing thing is the leaves turn to a shade of chocolate brown during the dry season, hence the name. The Chocolate Hills are protected by UNESCO, so it's an amazing place to visit. There are also wildlife preserves in Bohol, most significantly the sanctuary that protects the tarsier primate, which is a lot like a monkey, except it has really big eyes, so you can always visit this tiny creature. There's also a wild array of beaches in Bohol. Some popular options are Alona Beach, Bingang Beach, Danao Beach, and Dolgio Beach, which has a long shoreline. But the beaches in Bohol don't really compare to the place considered to be the best vacation spot in the Philippines. Number 1. Boracay. It's no secret that Boracay is the best place to visit if you're trying to take a step back from everything and just kick back and relax. It has some of the best beaches in the country and boasts of a serene environment that you can just immerse yourself in. There are tons of hotels and resorts that you and your family can stay in. They are honestly the best in the country, like the Henan Crystal Sands Resort and its iconic architecture. There are also great places like Coast, and if you want a more private experience, you can visit the Crimson Resort and Spa, and so many exotic places you can stay. And now that you have that out of the way, it's time to witness just what Boracay has to offer. There are places like White Beach, which is the most crowded area in Boracay, with thousands of people visiting the beach regularly. But if you don't like the crowd, you can check out Puka Beach, which gets its name from the puka shells that lie on the floor of the beach. It's an exotic location with not too many people but still has all the fun. It's best to do a little island hopping while you're there, taking advantage of all the tours and exploring packages. Visit Magic Island, Crocodile Island, and of course Crystal Cove Island. And if you want to see the entire island from above, you should take a hike on Mount Luho, which is the highest point in Boracay. There are all sorts of fun activities you can do also, such as fly fishing, parasailing, and other exhilarating water sports. All these and more make Boracay the perfect getaway spot in the Philippines. This time we have a bonus destination which will blow your mind. Located within a 2 to 3 hour drive north of Manila, Clark Airport is a major flight hub and alternative international gateway to the Philippines. Clark is a rapid developing tourist destination and economic zone. It's a home to Aquatic Planet Water Park, PH's largest water park, and other themed attractions such as Dinosaur Island. From Clark, you can enjoy a heritage tour of nearby Angeles City and sample the famous food of Pampanga, the culinary capital of the Philippines. The best thing to do in the region includes off-road adventures to Puning Hot Springs, Mount Pinatumo Summit Crater Trek, Las Casas Filipinas, D. Acuzar Heritage Resort, Zambales Scenic Beaches, and many more. That's it for this video, guys. These are the top locations to visit in the Philippines, and let us know what you think about them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our amazing content. Thank you for watching.